Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do a budget with me for April 2022. I know today's date is April 7th, so we're kind of already having started the month, but I told you guys in one of my last videos that I would be doing this with you. So I'm going to show you how I set up my budgeting plans with my sheets, and by using like the ones I did for the prior month. That way it kind of is easy, and I have my own kind of formula where I already have the dates that the expenses come out, the expense name, the cost, and if it's paid. So I'll go ahead and get out one of my sheets here, which is actually my last one. And there's going to be a couple changes to this one, guys, because we just traded in both of our cars yesterday to get a different car. The idea was to lower our monthly payment of both the cars and the car insurance because we were paying too much, and I'm now staying at home for the time being. And I'm ideally looking for a stay-at-home job once the baby's born. So with that being said, we don't need two cars, we don't need two car payments, and what we were paying was astronomical. So I'm going to change some stuff around here, and I also canceled at least one of my other memberships or accounts that I had. So I'm going to go over that with you guys today and show you my process of how I do this every month. These are my sheets that I made, so at the top I'll put whatever month it is, just so I can also keep track throughout the year of where I'm at. So upcoming expenses are for April 2022. And also at the bottom I normally put the paycheck dates as well. Typically if I was working as well, it would be between both my husband and my pay dates. That way it's easier to set up as far as when bills come out. But since my husband is the only one actively going to his job, we're just going to go ahead and put his pay dates down for this month. So we already had one on 4/1, so I'll write that down and just cross it out. 4/8, 4/15, 4/22, because he gets paid weekly. So and there's actually a 5th week this month, so he will get paid 5 times this month. And then I also want to double check really quick. I like to also write down how much he gets paid, or if we have any additional income. That way when I go to do my actual budgeting sheet, which I'll show you, they look like this. So this is per every paycheck. I'll do one of those budget sheets. So that kind of helps me figure out exactly what we're working with. So if you give me just a second here, I'm going to write that down. I hope you guys are doing well today as well. I'm excited to film a video today. I've been charging my recording phone up so we could get that going. So 715, 68, and that'll be times 5 for the month. Okay guys, so let's go ahead and get started with this. So as I said, I used my upcoming expense sheet for the month before, so we're going to be using for March, because instead of just trying to remember every month what I have coming out and what dates they are and how much they cost, I'll just look at this and just copy stuff. So the first one comes out the first. That would be our mortgage. And you can do it this way, and then you just write down however much your mortgage or your rent costs, or if you don't pay any, then you won't need this. And we already paid that because it's past the first of the month. Also, what comes out around the first is our phone bills. So I'll write that as well. and that was also paid. So since it's around the same date, I don't put anything here, or you can do a down arrow, whatever you like. The 2nd of the month, we have hubby's credit card comes out, and hubby car, which actually that is no longer going to be a thing because we just traded in the car. So I'm going to make a separate thing at the bottom for our new car, but we actually don't have to make that first payment until the end of May. So it won't actually be on this one. I'll just kind of make a note. That way we know to have that money for it. So his car won't be considered this month, even though we actually did already pay for it. So I guess I'll write it down just so you guys can get a visual. But if we had traded in the car at the very beginning of the month, we wouldn't have had to pay that. So, but that'll be the last month that we have this payment. So I'll make a note of that as well. And his credit card we also paid, but I don't exactly remember what the exact amount is, and since we already paid it off, it's not that big of a deal to write it. But just so you guys, like, if you have credit cards and stuff, I always just write down what the cost of the credit card is, and then in parentheses I'll write like what we actually pay off of that, so that way whatever balance there may be, if we're like over, then we won't have to try to do all that math later. So yeah, I can't find it, so I'm just gonna leave that for now. But if you guys have a credit card, just write the amount there. Then on the 8th, which is the next payment that comes out, is my credit card. And we really don't want to talk about this right now because my credit card is maxed out at the moment. And I'm kind of just paying what I can on that. So it's like, as I said, maxed out, and I won't be paying it off fully anytime soon. But, you know, we do what we can. Oh no, I just got coffee on my paper. Great. It'll just be a page decoration. So then the next one comes out on the 9th, and that's our Google storage for the phones, and that's $1.99 per month. And none of these I won't put check marks on because obviously we are not there yet in the month. So as typically, like I said, I will do this like a few days before the month would start. And then that way, as I pay them off, I'll just check them off as they're paid throughout the month. The 13th is our home warranty. So we'll do that. And that is $61.68. 14th, we have my Apple Music, which I just canceled that as well. So this will be the last payment. So I'm going to X that off, make a mark, or make a note here. $4.99, and we're actually not going to pay that this month because I just canceled it. So I won't have to make a payment on that, but this is just for my reference. So when I look back, I know when it was canceled and that a payment shouldn't come out. And if for whatever reason it does, then I will have to contact the appropriate parties. Spectrum comes out the 15th, and that is $69.99. If you guys are wondering why there's a whole bunch of circles and stuff here, we were trying to figure out what we can kind of shift to make bills lower. So obviously I canceled Apple Music and Spectrum. We're looking into trying to get a cheaper thing, but the thing is our phone plans are through Spectrum, and you can only like use their phone service with the plan that we have if you are also a Spectrum customer as far as like Wi-Fi goes. So our phone bills are relatively cheap because we only pay about $110 between two people for phone protection for two phones for service, and we've never had any issues, knock on wood. But if we can find, if we have the ability to keep the phone service through Spectrum or find a cheaper one and change our Wi-Fi eventually, that's what we'd like to do, because like we were paying only $50 and now we're paying $70 because they just raise it. You know how Spectrum does. And we're still in the discount period. So as soon as this year is up, that's going to go up again for the same service. So I really don't want to have to deal with that if possible. So that's why we kind of circled that to see where we can shift and make room. Utilities also comes out the 15th, and that's going to be $50.77 this month. Then on the 16th, we have the mattress for our mattress loan, and it's $84 a month. The 18th or so, we have our car insurance, and that is joint between him and I, plus life. Now, this is also going to change, and I'm not sure what the amount is, so I'm going to put a question mark there, because as I said, we just switched over, or we just traded in our cars. So we had insurance for 2 vehicles plus his life insurance. So we had a multi-car discount, but now that we only have 1 car, it is cheaper for the insurance for the car that we got, but it may also increase a little bit because we're not going to have the multi-car. We'll only have a multi-line discount, if that makes sense. So I'm not exactly sure at the moment until we speak with the insurance company to see exactly what that payment's going to be. So I am going to put a question mark there. If you guys have similar like variable expenses like this that you don't know how to account for, what I always do is like put a question mark and then try to put an estimated savings amount that you would save towards it that you think it would be. That way you have at least some money towards it. So like I could put $200 because that's what we pay. Well, actually we pay close to $300 right now between the insurances and stuff. But you would just put what you ideally think you're going to have to account for. That way when the bill actually comes up, you're not going to have to make up for that. So the 17th, I put the 18th in parentheses for the insurance because sometimes it comes out different days, but it's always the end of the month. So then 17th, we have Apple storage, and I use that for my laptop, so I'm not canceling that one. I was going to, but I realized that was for my laptop. So 25th would be my car, but again, this is the last month that we would be paying that, and I'm not going to have to pay because we already have the payoff for that. So I won't be making a payment on that this month. 28th is Hulu, and that is $69.99, and we're also trying to figure out if we want to do the cheaper Hulu as well, because we do have other streaming services, but my husband really likes the Hulu, and we like the live TV on there because there's a couple shows on there that we watch a lot. So we've been kind of apprehensive about that, but also justifying paying $70 a month for one streaming service is quite a bit. So yeah, Ameren comes out the 29th, and that's $130 on our plan. And then after I write down all of my bills that I pay every month, at the bottom I write any additional expenses that are not necessarily you pay every month, but that are outstanding. So I do have an outstanding medical bill, so I'll write that, and I'll put the amount that it is. And then I'll also make a note, first car payment for the new car comes out, I think it's May 22nd or 21st. So I'll put an asterisk there. And it is $530. So that's just so I know that it comes out next month. So then, like I said, what you would do is, like, I have mine in a binder system. That way, like, I'll just literally put it in front here. So as I pay my bills throughout the month or the weeks or whatever, I'll just open this little thing up. I'll put that I paid it, or if I have something like my credit card where I'm not paying the full amount, I'll write a check mark and in parentheses how much I paid off of it. If I also get a confirmation number for Ameren or Spectrum or any bill that I pay, I'll typically write it in here next to the bill as well. That way I'm not printing all of those confirmations and then later have to recycle them or whatever. So that's just my system of how I do that. And then what I do from there is I'll take this page, and then typically every payday week, so each one of these, I would get one of my weekly budget sheets out, which would be this page. Write the pay date, write the amount that we have, any additional income and rollover amount. I break down what bills are coming out from that pay date until the next payday. Then I come down here. Well, I write the total, of course, of those expenses. Then I come down here, I write the expenses total versus the income total, and I write the difference. If there's any left over, then that goes into my sinking funds. So that number would then carry over to one of my track your stack sheets, where I would then fill out for all my sinking funds based on the amount that I have to stuff. So I hope that was informative to you guys. I know I was kind of going back and forth because we've done a lot of changes, so I was kind of making my own mental notes as I went along. But I hope that was informative to you, or at least gave you another perspective of how to set up your budgeting. If you guys enjoyed this video, let me know. I can definitely start recording them every month if you'd like to see how I do it and just see how my bills change from month to month, especially with like little changes that we make to try and help with bills, or if I have an unexpected expense, stuff like that, and how you would account for it. So if you guys have any questions, just let me know. And again, thank you so much for watching my video. I hope to see you guys in the next one. And I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you. Bye.